it's heavy, heavy friendly. There is an eagle flying.
Yeah!
Here we go. I don't need any time to fucking warm up.
You're kind of gasping for air.
That's because I had to walk up the stairs and then I had to go down them before I went up them. Okay. Hey, frienders, it's Laura Lee Bishop sitting here with my best friend, Joe Barlow, and you're listening to Heavy Friending, Austin's #1 friendship-based podcast.
Rock and roll. Hi.
Hi.
Okay. Folks, let's tell you what's been going on.
What's going on?
Okay. She
That's
mentioned
what Brett Michael says.
Oh my God. Guys, okay. We just finished recording an episode of this show.
Yeah.
That's safe to say, right?
That's totally safe.
And accurate.
Mm-hmm.
We recorded the episode, and then at the end, we were like, is this even good? Should we release this as a real episode or the bonus episode? And not to say that the bonus episodes are lower quality.
No, they're
but
great.
if you've heard them, you know what they are.
You know that they're not high quality.
They're raw. I think that's what we can say.
Raw dog in
raw.
it. Brother.
Unfiltered. I've said some really...
I haven't said that in a while.
So Laura also kind of had a mental breakdown.
Because I'm tired of it.
And that's why she's acting so insane right now.
Not insane. I did get a beer. Okay, let me tell you what I just did. I ran down the stairs.
It's been like 1 minute, but
okay. In the last minute since you talked to me, a lot of stuff has happened, okay? My hand is super sticky, and I'm going to tell you how it got sticky.
Oh, my God. I think this is worse already. If we're going to just keep gauging this episode, which I think is a great strategy.
Okay.
Always just constantly review your own content.
Yeah, I love to do that. Especially stop a story to comment on how it's going.
Yeah, I think this is, so far, I think this episode's worse than the episode we just finished. But go ahead. I think
better because you haven't heard, I know the story that's about to be told about how my hand got sticky, okay?
And I'll tell you afterwards if I think this is better or worse than the initial episode. Okay, so this is what happened.
Hold on, because I have a little burp in there, but it's not coming out. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right, so this is what happened.
That's even worse than it was.
Well, I'm sorry. It is what it is. We'll find out at the end of my sticky finger story. Okay, so I went down the stairs, and I went fast down the stairs. Because I was like, I gotta ride this wave. I've got energy right now. I haven't had energy for fucking months. Okay, I got a little bit of fucking energy right now. I want to ride it. So I had my fucking dog's down there, and he's looking at me like, damn it, bitch, why won't you bring me upstairs? I can't bring him upstairs because he's old now and decrepit, okay? And he can only go up the stairs a couple times a day. He comes up actually one time a day. He comes up in the evening, and he goes down in the morning, okay? So he's down there chilling. He's mad at me because he's by himself. And John's not home yet because we're doing the podcast. And so he's alone, and I think he's pissed a little bit. So I'm like, shit, he's probably got to pee. He's probably got to poop. Who knows? Now lately, just so you know, he has been incontinent. Okay. He has been, and when I say incontinent, it's number 2s in case anyone was wondering.
Oh, I thought incontinent was when you couldn't get a boner. And I was like, what?
Oh, he probably can't get a boner either, if you want me to be honest. Now,
what's it when you can't get a boner? Impotent.
Impotent. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
So anyway, he's been pooping in the house, and John and I say he's making chocolate bars. That's what we say. Oh, Ruger made a chocolate bar.
Oh my God.
And now I call our house Willy Wonka's chocolate factory.
Oh my.
Because
okay,
it's, I told you, just please let me tell this story.
You said this was good. This is not a good story.
This isn't the part about the sticky fingers. It has nothing to do with chocolate.
Okay. Thank God.
Okay. That's a red herring. See what I did? This is the art of storytelling.
Oh
okay.
My God. Okay.
Now I should have just let you think it was going to be that, but for your sake,
that's the art.
I did it.
The art of storytelling is tell people when it's a red herring.
It's a red herring. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm like, oh, I hope he didn't poop down here, but I'm rushing because I know I need to let him out, and I want to ride this wave. I want to ride the energy wave, and I want to just I don't want it to go away. So I'm like, so I get him outside, and I'm like, let me get a beer, but I don't like any of the beers I have, and what I have is some Dos Equis. And the only way I really like to drink this like this is if I put some of that salt stuff on it. Now, have you ever had your beer dressed before?
Of course.
Oh, okay. Well, because a lot of people that aren't from Texas or from the South, they've never had their beer dressed. Anyway,
I learned about that from a girl I was dating. So yeah.
From Texas?
I don't recall which girlfriend or where she was from.
Oh, okay. I'm going to assume it was probably from Texas, or from the South. Anyway, so I got the Dos Equis and I put a little lime on the outside of it. A little key lime juice that we had in the fridge, and Ruger's out there doing his business, hopefully doing his business. Now he likes to play, and he likes to go out there and not do his business and then come right inside and do it. So for all I know, he's shit in the house. I don't fucking know. Anyway. And it just so happens John had some of this salt stuff to put on the outside. It's like lime flavored. And he got it when he was on this trip. And I was like real excited about it for some reason. Like I couldn't just get my own. But it was like, oh my God, this salt stuff, I've always wanted it. So I put the lime stuff on the outside and I sprinkled the salt all over the outside. And I went to open it and I totally forgot that I had even put it on there. And I put my whole hand, it got covered in salt and lime juice. And so that's how I got a sticky hand.
All right.
I forgot the best part.
Okay. Oh,
I had to.
Okay.
I had to run back up the stairs, and that's the end now.
Okay. Well, honestly, didn't need the end part. That's
really what happened. I don't want to leave it out. Well, how would people know? Well, then how would people know how I got back up here if I don't tell that?
They would have had no idea.
They're going to think I fucking teleported or something. Okay. I'm not going to mislead people.
Here's the thing. You, I believe, somehow think that details make a story more interesting because that was the longest story to tell us. Do
you really think
your hand got sticky from lime juice?
And salt. You're forgetting the salt. It's like you didn't even listen to the story.
Salt doesn't
Did you even
make
listen?
your hand
Let me start
sticky.
over. So this is what happened.
Okay,
I go downstairs.
Salt doesn't make your hand sticky.
The lime flavored ones makes your hand sticky, bitch.
Oh, the lime flavored salt.
Yeah, because it's not fucking normal salt, bitch.
Okay.
Have you ever had salt straight from the earth? It tastes like fucking limes.
Here's the thing. When a story is so long and so many details, you kind of tune out different parts and you don't really care.
Have you ever read Les Miserables?
And Raw?
Because Les Miserables.
I thought it was Les Miserables.
Oh my God, bitch, I ain't fucking saying it like that. Have you ever read that? Because that book is real long and a motherfucker talks about candlesticks for like a whole 100 pages, okay?
And you're saying
let me tell you something.
You're saying that's something you like.
It's a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece.
Here's what I'm going to compare you to, and I'm going to put it into terms.
I hate you too. Remember when they put the album on everybody's fucking thing? The anniversary of that just came out.
Here's what I need to tell you. Here's what I need to tell you.
Okay, go.
And I'm putting it in terms that I hope you'll understand, okay?
Okay, well, don't be condescending.
I'm going to put it... I'm going to put it in musical terms, okay?
Oh, okay. Well, I hope you understand it.
There's some different... so there's some different types of performers, right?
I can agree on that, I guess.
This isn't like audience participation, really.
But wait, can we stop real fast?
Okay,
before you do this? But I want to stop because I just want to say something.
I think we should just delete all this audio and do us all a favor.
This is so good. This is so good because people want to know the real me. Listen, okay? This is heavy friending because we didn't say what this podcast is.
No, you did. I'm pretty sure you did. You went so fast.
But we didn't say what it was. And I like to say this every time. Okay. Listen, this is a podcast about friendship. Joe and I were strangers when we met. Well, I guess everyone's a stranger when they meet. So that's...
Oh my God. Okay. See, again, I feel
Joe and I, when we started this podcast, we were strangers. We do activities every week to become best friends. We've become best friends. You can start at the beginning. And listen, you should because it's COVID and you have nothing else to do. But you can also just listen every single week and hear us become closer friends. I just wanted to say that. And that's all I wanted to say. Okay. And now I'm done. I just wanted to get and this may be the bonus episode. I don't know. It may be the real episode because we did something groundbreaking and I guess we're going to get to that. But go ahead and talk about your performance thing and we'll talk about how we did something groundbreaking.
What did we do that's groundbreaking?
We taped a bonus episode before the real episode.
Okay. Well, we don't know. We still haven't decided.
I've decided.
Think, in the early episodes of our show, when at the end of the show we would decide whether we thought we were closer friends or farther friends. I think at the end of this episode, we have to decide whether this is the bonus episode or the episode that everyone is going to hear.
Okay.
Okay. But I will say I'm going to critique what you've said so far. And I'm going to say that I think so far the bonus episode is better. But,
are you just saying that for the sake of...
No.
Are you just saying that? Because this is so much better.
Let me critique you, okay? You know how there's different types of singers, okay? There's Bono from U2.
Right.
There's Tina Turner. There's Tiny Tim. And of course, there's Gloria Gaynor.
Something from Fiddler on the Roof.
Oh, well, there is Tevye, of course, played by Topol. He didn't have a last name, so I don't really know the story there. But of course, he played the role of Tevye. Now, each one has their own style, and some singers might think, oh, if I have more energy, it's going to make me a better singer.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily the case. You go on stage and you really scream out a song. That doesn't make it necessarily better. Sometimes it might help.
If it's screamo metal, yeah. There's not a single time in that sort of genre where you couldn't scream.
But some would say maybe it's better if those people weren't screaming the whole time, and maybe they showed some dynamic range.
Yeah, some would say.
You came into this episode. Oh, you do agree?
Yeah.
Because you came into this episode as a screamo guy.
I wasn't screaming. I was telling a story.
You were like a coked up screamo. No.
I'm not on coke. You can't even get coke. Okay, it's fucking COVID. You can't even get a hold of the shit. Okay, I've tried. Okay.
I think we're close enough friends where I can critique you openly.
You can critique me closely. You can critique me left, right, center. I don't care. Nothing you say means anything to me.
Well, it seems like it should mean something to you. You said we were best friends in one of your tirades.
It's not a tirade is angry, bitch. Okay, I'm happy.
Okay, now honestly, this dynamic between you and me, this feels more interesting than the old episode. So I'm maybe turning around, but that story was pretty long about the Willy Wonka.
But it was funny. But it was funny because those are funny little asides. Like, do you know how many people out there are going to now call their dogs poops chocolate bars? I promise you. What do we have? Like 5 listeners? I bet you at least 3 of them say it.
Well, if this is the bonus episode, we probably do literally have 5 episodes or 5.
It's not going to be the bonus. Okay, let me ask this. You say there's different kinds of performers. You know, how come when Robin Williams does it, it's okay? How come when Robin Williams does it, it's all right?
Well, some people are very talented at that sort of thing.
Excuse me?
You asked a question. This is number 1 honesty podcast.
Number 1 honesty, number 1 health, number 1 friendship-based podcast.
Well, people may not get the health reference.
Okay, I'll calm down if that's what you want. If you want me to fucking calm down. I'm not saying calm down.
I'm saying that energy doesn't necessarily equal quality.
Okay, but in this case it does. Because I don't stand behind and I don't put out anything boring and anything half-assed. Okay.
Okay.
So what I'm doing is quality.
I'm not saying it was half-assed. I think it was too much ass, if anything.
Okay. There's no such thing. And you know that. Anyway, welcome to Heavy Friending, everyone.
Guys, hopefully I've edited out this first entire part of the show.
I hope you haven't. I hope you've kept every single bit. I don't think you should edit this at all. I think you should just let it go through because I think, and I'm making this prediction now, and listen, I'm not kidding. I have feelings about stuff. Let me tell you. I had a friend. I won't say her name. But
I can bleep it.
Well, I don't know if I can trust you.
I have a great bleep record.
I know I have a bad one because I missed one on the last episode.
I know you do.
Yeah.
And you've missed other ones in the past.
Well, I didn't miss the full name.
Just say her name.
I only missed David's name one time.
Okay. It's not,
but then
you got the first name wrong. It's
not
David. It's
what
Nick.
is it? Oh, Nick. I missed Nick's name wrong one time. Okay. And then I did it again. All right. So 2 times. But another time it was because I said someone's name and I left the ending on, and then you could tell who it was, but I didn't not bleep them, that other person that I'm talking about.
Okay. So just say the name of your friend and trust me. Oh no.
But listen though, you're going to have to bleep the whole name, because if I just say if the first name, yeah. And if I say I have one friend named, she's going to know it's her. Okay. So you have to bleep
isn't she
it.
going to know it's her based on context clues?
Yeah, but I don't want other people to know. But this isn't even a bad story, so I don't even know why her name needs to be bleeped. So anyway, listen, I had this dream about that she was pregnant. Okay. But the dream was so, and you have dreams. Okay. Are you okay? Is this affecting you?
No, no, I was just drinking.
Okay. Well, you have dreams.
Because really, when you launch into these long stories, all I do is sit here and drink. Oh, it's not going to be long. You told the story about lime juice that took, I think, 7 minutes.
You are so disrespectful. Honestly, what I'm trying to do is make the podcast better, and everything you're doing at every step is making it worse.
You're a coked
because I was about to tell a great. I wish I had cocaine. I think everyone does. So I had this dream that she was pregnant, and it was so strong of a dream. You dream every night, right? And you dream all kinds of stuff about all kinds of people.
Okay.
And
so again,
it's never
you're sort of
enough.
Getting off track.
It's never strong enough. Well, I'm explaining to you about my psychic powers. Okay. And it's going to make sense to you in a second. It's never been strong enough where I'm like, I need to tell this person this dream I had, I really needed to tell her. So I fucking text her, called her. I called her and I said, I got to tell you, I had this dream about you and you were pregnant in it. And it was just like very vivid. And she literally was like, oh my God, I am pregnant and I haven't told anyone, not my husband and not my mother. What do you have to say to that? Speechless, I see.
So, yeah, why did I have to go through the effort of bleeping out?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Well, just because, sometimes maybe, I don't know. Partly, and now I feel like what I'm going to say now is going to be the reason why you need to bleep her name.
Okay.
But that means you really have to bleep her first and last name.
Well, I'll hear what you say and then we'll see.
She used to be one of my best friends in the world. We grew up together. And now she is a lunatic person who speaks in tongues, and she's not anymore. Okay.
I feel like if you listen back to this episode, you might have more in common with.
Okay. You're all right. You know what? I told that story to say that I have a prediction about this episode.
Oh,
okay.
Did you have a dream? When did you dream?
No, but I get vibes and feelings too. Get vibes and feelings too. And let me tell you something. There's been a million times where I've told John, don't fuck with that motherfucker. That motherfucker's crazy. And you know what? He always goes, oh, you're paranoid. And the next thing you know, the motherfucker's crazy. So you need to listen to me when I say, I think that this episode we're doing right now is going to be the best episode of Heavy Friending that we've ever done.
Okay. So now when you say best, what's the metric? Do you think it'll be the most downloaded episode? Do you think it'll be the most talked about on Reddit?
Talked about on Reddit. Talked about on Reddit.
On the Heavy Friending boards?
It's just going to be the one that when they talk about Heavy Friending, they talk about the infamous Sticky Fingers episode.
I mean, you might be right because they might talk about this in psychology classes.
I knew you were going to say that.
And they might say this marks the point in this woman's life where she downward spiraled and then only ended up at rock bottom. Okay. And so this was the signifying episode. Now they're like, oh, we can listen to this. This is interesting. If
I'm so crazy, then why are you talking to me? Okay, that's my question. And here's another thing I want to say.
Well, sometimes you talk. Okay, do you know why you talk to crazy people? I'll give you a 1, 2, 3 on this. Okay.
All right. Okay.
Reason 1. of
All
one,
right.
two, of three. Reason
Mhm.
one, you talk to them so they don't harm themselves.
Well, that's never
Okay.
going to happen.
Reason one. Well, that's a reason. That's one
Okay.
reason.
I said,
Then
why are you talking to me?
reason two. I just want to keep you safe. That's number one.
Okay.
So there's three reasons why I'm talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Reason two, why you would talk to a crazy person.
Oh my God. Are you losing it?
No, reason two is it might be fun.
Okay. I agree with that. Sure.
It might be fun. So,
Mhm.
and then which brings us to reason number three. Reason number three, why you would talk to a crazy person. You might learn something.
I agree with that one, Joe.
Well, great.
I
So
agree with
those
that
are
one.
good reasons.
Okay. Well, here's the deal. It's fucking COVID. And my question is, my statement actually, I don't have any questions because I know all the answers.
Oh, okay.
My statement
Again,
is
this is textbook. I'm sure literally this will be in a textbook.
my statement is, if you are living through these times and you have not become unhinged, you have not had a mental breakdown, you are not fucking crazy, then you're a fucking sociopath. Okay. You're sick. If you can live through this fucking time right now and you're not a little bit fucking nuts yet, well, then you have something wrong with you.
All right. Here's what I'll say about being nuts. Cause I do think, we're a health-based podcast.
Well, yeah. Oh, and let me just preface, guys.
Okay.
Well, because I don't want people to think we're making fun of crazy people.
Oh.
I know, probably in a few years, saying the word crazy, nuts, bananas, bonkers, we're probably not even able to say those anymore.
Okay.
But just for the record, I actually am crazy. So I'm allowed to say it. Anyway, go ahead, Joe.
I have more questions now.
Go ahead.
But I was going to say we're a health-based podcast, and we don't expect you to be living perfect lives in the mental health field. Realm, I should say. Honestly, I forgot what I was going to say, and then you started talking, and I tried to make it into something, and then I just realized, well, what's the point? And so,
there's no point.
What I'm demonstrating though is the ability to stop midway, realize something's not working, and then just moving on. I think maybe you could observe that. You could take some notes, and you could say, "Oh, okay, interesting."
I do take notes. I have notes written right next to me. One says Robin Williams. One says bonus next to me because I wanted to remember to do that. Clearly, that's not going to work because this is going to be the actual episode, and we didn't do it on the previous episode, so that's irrelevant. I also have Nick's name written here. So again, I take notes.
It's like when you're going through your notes, it sounds like just random things because people don't know what you're talking about with bonus unless they're a patron, which most people who listen to the show don't listen to the bonus episode. That's a tier that most people don't have access to.
Well, let's address that then. Okay.
Okay. No. You're going to go crazy on the people.
I'm not.
You're going to turn them off. You know what I want people to do? What? I want them to subscribe because here's what's weird to me. And maybe you'll echo this, but we release the episodes usually on Wednesdays.
We release episodes usually on Wednesdays.
Okay. just try and
that was funny a little bit.
Just try and listen for a little bit.
Okay.
So because this is when I lose my train of thought. And I don't know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
So we release the episodes on Wednesday, and we get downloads every time the episode's released. So obviously those people are subscribers to our podcast. But then we get a spike when we release social media stuff about the podcast, which means people are not subscribed to our show, which I think is weird. I think if you listen to podcasts, you should subscribe to this podcast. Because then you'll know exactly when we release them. Because sometimes, we are a day late.
And $1 short.
Okay.
That's
not adding anything.
It is. It's fun. It's fun. It's fun. Okay.
I'm worried about you.
Why? I'm having a blast. I'm having a good time. So I don't know why you're worried.
I don't usually listen to the podcast, but I will tell you, I really wanted to listen to the episode we recorded earlier and this episode in order and try and determine like what went wrong, because I really do think you had a moment in the earlier episode where you started shouting, I've lost my mojo.
I've lost my mojo. Yeah.
And
maybe
it was
put a clip in right here of me doing that.
Oh, we could.
And
I
that'll
guess we
give
could
you
do
guys
that.
a taste who aren't patrons of the things that happen on the bonus that you're missing.
Okay.
And did you tell them what the website is?
It's definitely some of that rawness I was talking about. But let's listen.
I've lost my mojo. I've lost my fucking mojo. What am I going to do?
See, that tone, that energy was, I think, a turning point. And I think it started as a joke for you.
Well, can I tell you what happened? We're recording it and I'm like, this is boring. This isn't even us. Like, this is the dumbest shit ever. This isn't even our podcast. Our podcast used to be, and we've gotten way off track from this, but our podcast used to be like really offensive and wild and like push the envelope. And like, I felt like sometimes a little bit embarrassed to put it out. You know what I mean? And I haven't felt embarrassed to put out an episode in a long time.
Wow. Well, if you wanted to be embarrassed about an episode.
Well, I did. And here I am.
You've really done it this time.
Listen, I don't care how this is what I'm doing. I don't care how I come across. I don't care how I look to anybody. I'm doing this for the pod. Okay. Wow. It's all for the pod.
It's all for the pod.
Yeah.
Well, and that's, I guess, endearing. Maybe you're winning some people back, but you really have had a roller coaster of these past couple episodes.
Yeah. And if you guys want to hear some of that, you do have to become a patron at patreon.com/heavyfriending.
Well, unless this is the bonus episode.
It's not, man. It's not, man.
Wait, who's that?
Nobody, bro.
What?
Don't worry about it.
You know who you just sounded like, actually? Shaggy.
Oh. Should I do a Shaggy character?
Not from Shaggy and Scooby, the
Ew,
rapper?
No, not the rapper.
Yeah, okay.
Shaggy.
Well,
I don't know if I'm allowed to do that. Am I? Probably not. I don't think I can do that. Am I allowed to do that?
I don't know, because I do wonder. And again, this is getting back to your point of like, you want to be embarrassed about having something on the record. Well, this is a great thing that I'll be really embarrassed to have on the record. But I do wonder about this, like where the line is of like, you know, oh, do you have to have brown hair to be, to be an actor in a movie playing a person who had brown hair? Or do you have to be a bald person to play a bald person? Or do you have to, I'm just like, where is the line?
You are making, what you're saying does sound a little bit... I mean, there's a very specific person who says what you're saying, but I get what you're saying is that like, I agree but I understand why it's that way. Like I know people with disabilities, they're like, well, don't play a person in a wheelchair. There's like a lot of actors out there who are in a wheelchair and like the only fucking role they can get is a person in a wheelchair.
Right.
So like,
absolutely.
Don't take that from them.
Well, and that's what I do get it, but I am just like,
but I can't go Shaggy. I don't think I can do that.
Well, and you know what I watched over the weekend actually was Hamilton.
Okay.
And this is a show where
all right. Honestly.
What? Can I explain it like
Go
I
ahead.
explained
Yeah, sure.
Fiddler on the Roof?
Please. And that's another thing. The whole time you were talking to me about this 7-minute story about my sticky fingers, all I could think about was Laser Wolf. And all that, because that went on so long.
People love hearing the story of Laser Wolf and Tevye and of course Zeidel.
And Model. Yeah. And Model. Yeah.
I was actually, after we recorded started that episode, I was like, who were the other sisters? And I thought of one of their names and I could not think of.
You didn't
Huddle.
look it up?
I think it's Huddle.
All right. Well, now I'm scared that you're going to start again. So just go back to Hamilton. I don't know which is going to be fucking worse.
Let me just explain Hamilton for those of you who've never heard. Have you seen Hamilton?
No, I haven't.
Oh, should I not spoil it? Or
well, I know the premise of it. I mean, what do you mean spoil it?
Well, it's a musical. I don't know.
Well, I do want to say it's very polite that you don't want to spoil it for me, but you're totally cool spoiling it for everyone else, and that makes me feel special.
Well, you're talking about the listeners?
Yeah, like you want to make sure you don't want to spoil it for me, but you didn't care that like a listener had maybe not seen it. Well, and that makes me feel good. So thank you.
I think a listener has the ability to, pause or skip ahead or something.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Whereas you don't, because you're here with me now.
I could take my headphones off.
Oh, do you want to do that?
No, I want to hear. So
it's the story of Tevye and his 3 daughters. No, it's but in that show I was just going to talk about the casting, but yeah. Mm-hmm. I think that's interesting. I think it would be sort of nice if casting was more like that.
Well, it's starting to be. I can't remember what movie it is, but there's some movie coming out and it's like set in colonial, like British fucking back in the day, whatever. Mm-hmm. And it's people of all ethnicities and races and everything playing. Cause I've literally always said this. It bugs the shit out of me that they have these shows and they cast like, everyone is white because back then everyone was fucking white. Like who fucking cares? It's a movie.
Well, that it's sort of get, because if it's like based on history, but isn't it so weird when it's like
it's acting,
when it's in the Hobbit world and you're like, wait, like this is an entirely fictional world. Why couldn't there be like not white people?
Yeah, but I get it.
Movie?
Yeah, but a lot of times it's fictional. The story is fictional. I guess I understand if you're doing a movie based on Napoleon Bonaparte and the person playing Napoleon, you want to look like Napoleon, right? But like. I don't think if we're going to do that, the problem with that like mentality is that like that has been for a very, very long time. Everything's been like centered on white people. So like the only times that you'll see people of color is when the movie's like about people of color. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it really creates it so that there's not a lot of roles for people of color. If you're going to strictly adhere to, this took place in Paris in the 18th century in the theater or whatever. And so it's going to be all fucking white people. Well, that's not fair.
And especially usually it's white men too, because those are the people that history books write about. No, I mean, I agree, but I think it's extra ridiculous when it's like, in Star Wars, we can't have a black stormtrooper or, it's like, wait, this is all completely made up. Like, of course you could cast a more diverse group of people.
Yeah.
But I did, but to Hamilton,
Joe's point, about how he was saying, what do you have to be bald to play a bald person?
Why are you giggling about that?
Because it just sounds bad.
I think bald rights are the next rights.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They'll be marching in the streets.
They have. I think they've marched a lot. They've marched enough.
What do you mean?
Bald men have marched all over the place. They don't need to march anymore.
I don't feel like I see bald men marching.
They wear caps. There's a lot of sun.
That's
when
true.
You're doing a march.
You would never know.
Yeah, you'd never know. And they wear caps a lot too. No offense to them, but they do wear a lot of caps.
No offense to them.
Well, I'm just saying it's like, to me, it's like a lie.
People who wear caps.
Well, I'm just saying it's a little bit like a lie, but it's okay. You can do that if you want.
Wow. I feel like this is more offensive than what I thought about.
Yes. And that's another thing is that used to on this fucking podcast, I used to say at least one, but usually way more than one, usually several offensive things that would offend large groups of people. And I haven't done that in forever. I haven't offended anyone. In fact, the last time I said something offensive, you know what I was doing? I was regurgitating an offensive a thing I had said before. I couldn't even come up with something offensive. That is how far I've gone off the path. Wow. Okay. And so, bald people, you're wearing hats. You're not fooling anybody. I mean,
people heard you scream, "I've lost my mojo." But now I think you're starting to get your mojo back.
And guess what? I'm fighting for it. That's how I'm getting. I'm fighting for it.
I think
right
you
now.
really, and I'm sorry I criticized you at the beginning, but I think you weren't storytelling, certainly, and you weren't being an engaging podcast host. Certainly.
Well, I think people will disagree with that, but okay.
But I think what you were doing was having an internal struggle, and we could hear it coming out in word vomit of just words that didn't make sense and they didn't belong recorded.
They told this great story and had a beginning, a middle, and an end.
And it was pointless.
And actually a couple twists in
and
it
a
too,
waste of time.
And a denouement.
And it was not a good way to start the show. It was a horrible
it had
energy.
A lot of it had good energy and it had a lot of energy, unlike the last few episodes we've had, which have been Dolesville.
It certainly had a lot of energy, and I do admit that.
Thank you.
But again, it's what I was saying about, Tiny Tim earlier.
I hate when you talk about Tiny Tim, and I hate when you talk about Tevye. Okay?
Okay. Here's the thing. Musicals are good.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. And I get excited about them.
Yeah, I know.
Because they're fun. I don't get why you wouldn't like a musical. Like, do you like music and do you like story? Great.
Yeah.
You should like a musical.
Yeah, I agree. John doesn't really like musicals, I don't think, but he doesn't really like well, it's not he doesn't like movies, it's he can't sit there long enough for it. So
okay, well then he
for the
sounds
listeners,
like he doesn't
John
like...
is my husband.
Oh, thank you.
Well, sometimes you say that when I say his name, and you didn't do it this time, so I had to do it for you.
And in that sense, I've lost my.
You
mojo. Have
lost your mojo. Maybe you should try to get your mojo back, because used to be a lot weirder. If you want to know the truth,
I mean, I think I talked about Tevye for 10 minutes last episode.
That is very Joe Barlow. That's very
great.
on brand for you. Yeah, that's true.
And I will say, and I think probably to get real here, a lot of people I think have been. You have your ups and downs, and there've been a lot of episodes of this podcast that we recorded over quarantine where I really don't feel like I have anything to say, and I think I usually tell you that, and maybe I say that in the episode.
Yeah,
and
sometimes you say it right before we start, and it's a real downer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But I think that's all part of it, and what I'm trying to say is, if the quality of this podcast has dropped for the listeners, you should get over it.
And also, how do you think, if you think the quality of this podcast has gone down, well, think about the quality of our fucking lives. Okay. That's gone down a lot too, bitches. So sorry.
Nice. Good.
Okay. We're fucking losing it over here. I'm on a goddamn roller coaster.
Can I
want to get in my brain? You want to walk around in this matching biker short and big comfy tee set tie-dye outfit I'm wearing? No, you don't.
I don't even know
promise you that.
What that would look like.
I'll send you a pic if you want.
Okay.
Brother.
I do. I actually had this idea for an episode, and now I think this would fit into the end of this episode.
Okay.
Because I have been thinking a lot about mental health, and I've been thinking about, and I don't think we've done this. Tell me if we've done this on the show before, but personally, I've been very stressed out and not sleeping well and, overeating and all this stuff.
Same.
And, I was wanting to really get into meditation. And, the best way I think, or the easiest way to get in is with some guided meditation where people, talk you through breathing and what you should be picturing. Have we done this? Like where I
guide you?
I'll guide. Yeah, we'll guide each other. And then people can play this, they can skip to the end of this episode and they can play this, and this will be soothing for all of us.
Okay. All right.
And we'll put some nice music under it and that kind of thing.
Okay. That works. I do want to say that we did have someone guide us through something at one point. I believe it was Saul Ravencraft. I'm not.
Was that a bonus? That might have been a bonus.
Actually, it may have been. It may be on. So again, patreon.com/heavyfriending if you want to hear the guided meditation by Saul Ravencraft. Also, go listen to that episode. It's a wild ride. a man who is a magician of sorts. I don't know, fucking psychic. He wouldn't leave the whole point that the thing that happened on that was he wouldn't leave my home. And so the real episode there, or two, I think we had to make it into 2 episodes, was would the man leave my house? So please, that's actually not
the real. That was all off mic.
But just so y'all know, that's the episode for us. Was that okay?
Do you want me to censor his name?
I think keep it in there. Okay.
Okay. So you want to censor guests?
It's and. Yeah, she didn't choose to be a guest on this show. Saul Ravencraft chose to be a permanent resident of my home. Okay.
So no one's going to be a guest on our show ever again because you might talk shit.
Tell the truth. Yeah, I do that. I'm a truth teller. I speak truth to power. Is that I speak truth to power?
I'm so glad your Mojo's back.
I speak power. Should it be I speak power to truth? I don't know. Okay, go ahead. Let's do this meditation. Should we save it for next time? Because I feel like this is like a real abrupt change.
No, I think this is exactly what we all need.
Okay.
I don't want to do a whole episode on this meditation. Okay. Do you? Okay.
No.
It could be a bonus, but no. Yeah. This is the people deserve this.
We can see the timer here. I say like a minute per person. Does that work?
Well, they have minute. Yeah, I think we'll go as long as we can.
Okay, well.
Okay. Do you want me to go first?
All night, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. What?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
No, maybe I should go first. Maybe I should go first because I think yours is actually going to be calming. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a taper down, right? A taper down. So it's not just like an abrupt thing. Okay, here we go. Close your eyes. That's an order.
Do you want me to respond or should I just be quiet?
Just be quiet.
Okay.
Close your eyes. That's an order. Don't dare open your eyes.
Sure.
For the next minute, don't dare open your eyes. Something terrible will happen to you if you do. Now what I want you to envision is the color peach. Peach. You're zoomed in. You're very close on something. And as you're hearing the sound of my beautiful voice, you're going to begin to zoom out. The peach color is growing, and now it's becoming a shape. And before you is a fully naked man, hairless, bald. The man's back is to you. He's laying face down in the grass. Now you slowly approach this man and turn him over. The face that you see is mine. It's my face, and I'm laughing at you. I'm laughing, and my laugh is growing louder and louder. You're putting your hands over your ears, trying to block it out, trying to keep the noise from permeating your eardrums of the cackling, howling laugh, mocking you. And now I'm going to count to 5, and you're going to come back. 5, 4, 3. Oh, wait, that's reversed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're back. Thank you. Meditation over.
That I feel like you ended like they end hypnotists things.
Oh. Okay, well, that's what I was doing.
We're like, you're back? No, they don't usually end, but they usually say, and release, or like,
release. What kind of fucking meditation are you doing, brother?
Well, I'll tell you. I mean, you're about to
doing a tug and pull or whatever the hell that's called.
I've never done that.
Tug and pull, is that what it's called? I don't think that's what it's called.
Okay, let's just, maybe you should just rest your mouth for a little bit. Okay. I want you to take a deep okay. I want you stop. First of all, stop giggling.
Okay.
I want you to take a deep breath in. I want to hear that breath.
Okay, it sounds bad.
I want to hear that breath.
Sounds like, I'm just going to be honest, sounds like phone sex a little bit. You said I want you 2 times. And now you want to hear me breathe and moan into the fucking microphone. It's weird. And I think this is a setup.
Well, I just want
what's going on. Oh, we'll set it up as a meditation. And now next thing you know, I'm fucking butt naked laying face down in the grass.
That was your scenario. I think that was your scenario.
Are you happy?
Oh, okay. The reason I wanted to hear was I wanted to know when I should say breathe out, because it's like, I don't know how long she's going to be able to breathe in for.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, here I go.
Okay. And let it out. And one more time in. And gently, softly. God. Okay. Close your eyes. And check in with yourself. Check in with different parts of your body, the toes. How many? Okay, stop. How many toes do you have? Do you have one toe? Do you have 3? Do you have the standard number of toes? That's good. Whatever it is, that's okay. Maybe you don't have any toes. That's okay too. This is a meditation, a guided meditation for people of all types. Now check in with other parts of your body. I don't want to name them specifically because if you don't have them, that's okay. But, maybe the top part of your body, it's there. Check in with that. How does that feel? And you don't have to literally, of course, feel it, but just check in. Know that it's there. Are you holding stress in that part of your body? Try and find the stress in your body. What's tight right now? What's too tight? Can you release the tightness and let it out? Let it all out. This is a no judgment zone. So if you're holding in that little gut, that's fine. Let it out. You maybe got some different gases inside of you. Let them out. That'll probably release some tension, and that's gonna feel good. Now we're walking barefoot through a forest, but don't worry, there's no twigs on the ground. There's no scorpions or snakes. There's nothing violent that could hurt your bare feet. So your bare feet are perfectly fine. And again, if you don't have feet, that's okay too. The point is we're moving through a beautiful, lush, thick forest, and you're hearing the sounds of a forest. You're hearing a distant caw-caw of a bird of some kind. But it's in the distance. You don't have to be afraid, because a lot of people have legitimate fears of birds. And again, that's okay if you have fears of whatever. But you hear it in the distance, and it's sort of calming. It's comforting. You hear the breeze. You hear the leaves whispering. They're talking to you. Hey, what's up? Okay, and you're yawning because you're so at peace that you could yawn, and that's okay.
Yes.
And you're sleepy. Lord. And well, that's sort of what meditation is. So it's kind of rude. You think you're making a point, but actually that's the whole point of this.
I already think you know what I think I'm doing, but
okay. And again, you're completely silent in the woods, because if you make a noise, probably like a jaguar or something will kill you. And you don't want to die. You don't want to be killed in this way. This is your meditation. So it'd be weird to die in the middle of a meditation by a
boredom,
leopard
perhaps.
Or something. Well, you won't die of boredom. If anything, you'll fall asleep and you'll catch up on some rest, which is also good. So that's all okay. Now you get to the edge of the woods, and what's there? Oh my gosh, it's a beautiful waterfall. Wow. Do you hear that? Do you hear the sounds of the waterfall, the rippling tide, the splish splash, the little tinkles of the water just bouncing off them rocks? It's kind of nice, actually, to have that water.
Mm-hmm.
You know, water is so fluid. It's liquid. It's clear. And that's what I want your mind to be right now. Okay. And I'm close to the end. So if you're getting fed up.
Yep. Restless.
This is the end. I'm just trying to think of an ending that would be good.
Yeah.
So, and in conclusion,
how about you come upon a body face down?
I want you to, nope, that's a little dark for this. So I think what we'll do is, in conclusion, I want you to take a breath real quick, like 2 quick ins and 2 quick outs. Okay, no, but 2 quick ins and then 2 quick outs. Okay, now do that 3 more times. And slowly open your eyes, and that's it. That's the meditation.
Wow. I feel totally relaxed.
Good.
My mojo's gone. Thank you, Joe. That was very helpful. Oh, wow. Thank you all so much for listening to Heavy Friending.
Oh, wait, we didn't say whether we think this is...
Oh, this is the one.
I mean, this is the one. We agree.
This is the one.
Did that feel good?
Yeah, that was like 100 times better.
I mean the breathing.
Oh, no. But honestly,